Previously on PMTV.
Welcome back. On our last episode, Kristy did the most amazing color on our beautiful guest, Hillary. What did we do?
Oh my gosh, we utilized Synchro Soft to get some of those lighter pieces in there, and then we used our Pearl series in the demi to really cancel out any of those warm tones. It's amazing.
Yeah, you definitely need to check out that episode as well, because now we are going to take Hillary on not one, but two incredible styles. She's going to a cocktail party and then to a beachy glam wedding. So are you ready to get ready?
I'm ready.
Let's ready to get ready.
Get ready, here we go.
All right, we're going to start. I'm going to have you give me a middle part, so I'm going to have you put your chin up just a little bit. I'm going to draw this chopstick from the line of your nose back. Okay, we're gonna start our first section. And in our finished result for this cocktail party, we're looking for something a little bit more beachy and with a lot of fun dimension. So with the end result in mind, I'm gonna take my smoothing or my iron and I'm gonna wrap back this way. And what's a key important part is to have that end result in mind. And so everything's gonna be wrapped away from the face. So as I take my pieces, I'm gonna have nice tension. I'm gonna place my iron in and I'm gonna wrap backwards. All these hairs are gonna go back away from the face because that is how we are gonna twist for those end results. One of the key points when you're working with an iron and hairspray is to make sure that the hair looks smooth before it hits the iron. So if there's any little flyaways before you put it on the iron, there's gonna be flyaways afterwards. So one of the great things you can do is you're gonna spray in the direction that the cuticle runs. And what I love about this spray is it's slightly wet, so if I need to kind of smooth or polish any of those pieces down, then it gets laid down before I put my iron in. So when I go to wrap, it lays really, really, really nice on the iron. Less flyaways on the iron means less flyaways in that finished end result. As you're working through, one of the things that I really like to do is to wrap and twist. And then once it's ready to be dropped, I will pull out the iron and then just drop and pull. It releases it just the slightest bit and then set it and forget it. I'm gonna do the spray one more time. This is kind of another little money shot, like these little hairs right in through here. We wanna make sure that those are nice and polished. So I'm gonna spray in the direction where I want the hair to go and spray for those ends to be nice and polished. All right, now that we're in through the back edge, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna alternate directions. So in the front, I wanted everything curling back away from the face, just because that's the way we're gonna twist the hair. But in this back edge, because I'm looking for something a little bit more beachy, I'm totally okay with like switching the direction. So one I will wrap towards the face, and then in this next one, I'll wrap away from the face. And I'll alternate that throughout the rest of this back section. Okay, so how you wrap the hair on the iron does matter. If I'm holding this out, my barrel is down and I'm pinching and wrapping it around, this is gonna create a little bit more of an loose and organic curl. This is gonna be a little bit different than it would be like a flat wrap if I were gonna do a glam wave. If I'm doing a glam wave, I wanna make sure that that hair lays flat on the iron because I'm looking for more of a ribbon. But because I'm looking for something that's a little bit more loose and undone, I want some texture changes. So by pulling this out, having good tension, pinching it, and then naturally just kind of like wrapping it around is what you're able to get a little bit more of a loose and organic ridge. Okay, this is her set. So it literally needs to set for about 15 minutes. So we're gonna let these snakes on a plane kind of hang out for about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna take my fingers here and I'm gonna create like a really beautiful section here. And I'm going to create a really beautiful section here. Spray and kind of just rake through the hair like this. And just trying to get it like where I'm going to want it. And this is where you're going to use like a little bit of the mirror to kind of check for volume. And then once you have kind of the set that you want, this is a really cool, key important part. So what I'm gonna do is wherever I put my fingers, that is where my bobby pin is gonna go. And there's what's unique, and I just learned this not that long ago, but there's a rigid side and a straight side. And that rigid side has to go on the scalp side, so then it lays really flat. If the flat part goes on the round head, that's always where there's a tension point and they're gonna be able to feel it. So what I'll do is wherever I have my finger, this is where I'm going to replace with the bobby pin. So I'm gonna start with the rigid side. I'm gonna start with the rigid side up, and then I'm gonna flip it back onto the scalp. So what I'm gonna do is wherever my finger is, that's where I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna take a little bit of this hair from this side with the ridge side facing me, and then I'm going to flip it up underneath itself and tuck it back through so it hides itself. So the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a beautiful section from this top edge. I'm just gonna twist it back and kind of pull and plume that into the section that we want it to be. And wherever I want my pin, I'll do the same. Wherever I want the pin to come from, I'm gonna tuck it up underneath itself. Okay, here's another little hack, is you can put a little drop of gloss drops on the back of your hand. So anytime you need to grab like a little something, you just touch the back of your hand and then touch your glasses so they get really foggy. All right, we're back for a quick look change. She's gonna transform into her beachy half updo into a glam pony. So, are you ready? Ready. Let's do this. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of cloud whip and I'm just going to smooth and polish some of those curls. Do a little rubber band. So I'm going to take a little piece from this top section and I'm going to take this smaller rubber band and wrap. perks it up just a little bit. This is our gorgeous bride and her final look. I think, Kristy, you did an incredible color to show it off.
Thank
and
you.
I think the final style really shows off the dress. I think you look amazing. Do you feel amazing?
Yes.
Then our job is done. Yay.
If you like what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe and like us below. You can also follow us on Instagram at Paul Mitchell Pro. And even better, you can go to paulmitchellpro.com and you can watch some more amazing content that we have. And I'm Kristy Varga.
And I'm Brooklyn Cardenas. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.